Welcome to the Dean Blechman Show, live from Long Island. Free-flowing talk with a charismatic, down-to-earth host. Join Dean as he interviews and chats freely with his guests, ranging from superstar athletes to politicians, industry titans, and everyday folk with fascinating life stories. Dean educates, entertains, and most of all, touches people's lives. You're listening to the Dean Blechman Show, live from Long Island.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dean Blechman Show. It is Friday, March 24th. Cloudy here, 45 degrees in New York. But we have an exciting guest here today, Carol Ruth Weber.
Yes, hi.
So hello, everybody. At the same time, at the same time, we're podcasting the show to appear on iTunes and the Dean Blechman Show YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. You're going to make sure that
I'm attempting to figure out where we are here.
How to share it
Maybe I'm just too tired. I don't know. I've been writing constantly all week.
Why don't you just give it to the executive vice president of audio here, of video.
Yes.
So, but otherwise, I just want to say that I'm very happy for you to be here today.
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
It's been a while, but I'm going to tell everybody. I've got to read it.
I want your tan. I wish it's not fair. I used to lie on the beach all the time. I'm not even allowed to go in the sun. It's so bad now that I have to actually take vitamin D supplements, and I was always a sun worshiper, so I'm very jealous that you.
See, if you knew me a few years back, I could have provided you with a bunch of vitamins back in those days.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
But that isn't the case.
Oh,
now you're on my radio show.
Yes,
okay?
That's more fun.
But let me just tell everybody who you are in case they don't know who you are. But Carol Ruth Weber is a lifestyle influencer with a quest to spread wisdoms to all the world. After attaining a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in theater, Carol began her career as a theatrical costume and set designer. She then used her skills and knowledge to segue into deeper within the world of creativity, moving into the world of interior design, and then into the media relations as a writer. Carol is recognized as a lifestyle influencer, utilizing her abilities as a wordsmith and communicator. With a constant thirst to learn and thrust herself fully into new endeavors, Carol truly believes in the must to live life to its fullest. Along the way, Carol honed her skills as a designer and wordsmith to become a thought-provoking correspondent. With extensive experience in design and life, she has given her wisdoms to the world through her writing. Carol actively writes on lifestyle, including home design, decorating, fashion, beauty, technology, business, as well as reviews, high-profile interviews, along with relevant breaking news. Known for her head for thoughtful words as much as her head of curls, Carol's objective is to write pieces that excite, inspire, and stimulate. She enjoys writing articles for several well-known publications and her blog, WeberLifeDesign.com and WeberLifeDesignSpeaks.com.
Yes.
Thank you for being here and coming out to Setauket. You know how to say Setauket?
Setauket.
Setauket. My guest yesterday, the lovely Seema Levy of Mother's Art World. We, the first time I met Seema, we had to spend about 20 minutes
just trying to figure out how to spell.
How to say Setauket and also how to say the name Blechman.
Must have been her accent.
Yeah, and then I had to learn how to say
it's a Long Island thing.
Seema instead of Sima. But we had a great show yesterday. It was a wonderful show. It's been a great show all week. I've had great shows. Yes. Out in the Netherlands, I've had Ruthie Davis, a Superfly super mom, just an incredible lady.
Wow.
Then I had an amazing man, young man, 32 years old, went to school, played lacrosse with my son, Jared, and was a great young man at the University of Michigan. And became a doctor. Ran just basically all of big positions in Detroit, being a physician, and now at 32 has announced himself running as a candidate.
That's amazing.
For governor of Michigan.
That's who we need. Those are the people we need who really want to help.
If he wins, he could be America's first Muslim governor.
That would be wonderful.
The youngest
we need that.
The youngest since Bill Clinton.
Wow.
One governor of Arkansas.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Moving on, I had a young man, Adam Grossman, a company called Block 6 Analytics. Works with brands and teams to develop really good analytics on sports sponsorship.
Right.
And then the wonderful, beautiful Seema Levy, who just works with children, inspires, works with teaching art and history to kids. Just great. And now I've got the wonderful Carol Ruth
Amazing.
Weber. So you and I had an opportunity to meet at the Comedy Club Governors in Levittown, Long Island.
Joe introduced us. Hi, Joe. We were there to see Vic, and it was a great show. And what a wonderful place that we have in Long Island that we can go and enjoy a night out. And and from there we've just our relationship bloomed. We're having a great time now.
You mentioned some names. You mentioned Vic. Let me just say, Carol meant Vic DiBitetto.
Yes, the wonderful.
The comedian, the internet sensation.
Yes, he's amazing.
Bread and Milk. We had an opportunity to meet. If you go to my Facebook, Dean Blechman, you'll see some great video that we did that night when Carol and I met. Mm-hmm. But she mentions Joe Carletto.
Yes, Joe's wonderful.
Joe Carletto. Do you ever listen to his? Do you ever call him and you listen to his voicemail?
Okay. Joe, get rid of that. We don't want a limo. We just want to talk to you. We don't need a limo. If we want a limo, we'll call a limo company. We're not calling you for a limo. Don't worry. Just get rid of the message. It's too much. No one wants it. No one leaves you a message because it just goes on forever and ever. Get rid of it.
Joe Carletto is a wonderful man. Carol met him that night at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. And
meatballs.
Not only
unbelievable.
Vic DiBitetto, but Joe is a chef as well. We had an opportunity
oh my goodness.
to delve into his rice meatballs.
Oh, he makes them for Vic.
Amazing.
He said he makes them for Vic, and unbelievable.
There's some great footage on my Facebook with Vic and I. Yeah. That talks about that. But Joe Carletto, I never met anybody when you call a voicemail of somebody. I never listened to a voicemail of somebody that really wants to make sure that you're not going to get Joe Carletto on the phone. And his voicemail makes sure that you know that he's no longer affiliated with the ownership or any involvement with his former company.
Yeah, what happened with that limo company?
US Limousine. It's still a great...
Joe, tell us what happened.
It's still a great limo company that Sharon and I still use, okay?
I'm sure it is.
He makes it very clear
on
that.
Can you send one out for me? I'm really tired.
That's great. But listen, let's move on. Your background, your writing, your blogging, lifestyle influencer.
I'm a type A personality.
You gotta tell my listeners what does that mean that you're a lifestyle influencer?
First of all, we have to be on trend these days, so everyone has to have some kind of weird moniker. So now everyone's an influencer. I handle lifestyle, so I'm a lifestyle influencer. So, but I've always dealt with lifestyles, and whether it was in fashion or decor or just people coming up to talk to me for some reason. Everyone thinks I'm their therapist. And I've just become this so-called lifestyle influencer, and I love just talking and being with people. And I ended up, people call me for these interviews, and they're really amazing, with people like Peter Max and Mickey Hart from Grateful Dead, and it's such an amazing experience, but it's also totally exhausting. If you ask about a lifestyle, I am exhausted. I not only am always in pain and have chronic fatigue, but I'm type A personality, and type A personality and chronic fatigue do not go together. And my mind never stops. So now I'm on this new thing where it's called it's with the news school, and it's a boot camp to learn journalism, which I already pretty much know journalism, but I'm learning some more interesting things. I am so tired. Every time Dean tries to get hold of me or anyone else, I'm writing. And the other day, I'm learning. This is something I've never done. Breaking news, actual breaking news, like on the Mary Tyler Moore show when they're grabbing it and throwing it to Ted and this and that. And I'm doing this now. And it's like, oh my God, they're telling me I have to have this. I have to have this written, and I have to have it published within an hour. And then, I'm up at dawn because my father's ill with Parkinson's. I'm running to Jersey, and in the middle of it, I'm trying to write a breaking news story. And then he has to go to the dentist. So I'm bringing him to this dentist who never met me, thinks I'm crazy. I'm sitting there on the floor in the dentist office writing this breaking news story. And she says, I have to talk to you. I said, I can't right now. I'm writing a breaking news story. She says, I don't care. Put the computer down. Your father, I need to talk to you about your father. And I must have come off as a total crazy person. But obviously, after we were done with Dad, I'm sitting there in the office, and thank goodness my father was calm and my stepmother wasn't there, so everything could be a little calmer. And he let me sit there and finish my breaking news story and submit it. And we went on our way. But it's been a crazy, and it's only been a couple of weeks. So this news school is for 8 weeks. So I have 6 more weeks. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jeanette. You guys have been great. Tracy, you've all been amazing at the news school, and I'm learning a lot. And I just wanted to send out a real shout out to the Garden Liberty Voice and the Public Slate, which you can now read my pieces on, and which the News School publishes on. And it really has been an amazing experience, an exhausting experience, but an enlightening experience as well. And that's what lifestyle influencing is all about. I like to enlighten people and be enlightened myself, and
that's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's always a learning experience for me, and
it sounds like we have a lot of things in common.
Yes.
Could I start calling myself a lifestyle influencer?
Of course. Okay. Of course.
Great. I didn't expect to get into it this soon. There were other things that I wanted to speak to. First of all, I want to do a shout out to your mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Carol's mom.
Hi, Sylvia.
Down in Florida.
Hi, Grandma
Sylvia. Hello.
Silly. Grandma Silly.
You're going to have to get together one day with my mom, Jean Blechman, down there
yeah. Watch out, guys.
Delray Beach, Florida.
We're coming down. Dean and I are coming down.
We're going to do a show together.
Yes, we're doing a show down there. So don't worry, Sylvia. You'll be on the radio again. Yes. With this daughter this time, not the other one, okay? Okay? Maybe we'll let you sing too, okay?
You brought up some names earlier. I didn't expect to get into it until a little bit later. But you are a terrific writer. Okay.
Thank you.
And you drop some names.
I'm
drop some names of people you did.
I really don't usually drop names. I just wanted to let people know that, it is very interesting, meeting these people and getting to know them and truly, interviewing them and really, really getting inside of them. And they've really let me inside. So it's been a very, very wonderful experience.
Well, there were a couple that you mentioned that I want to cover with you and with our audience because you are a terrific writer.
Thank you.
You really are. You're a great writer. You mentioned MC Hammer. I mean, MC Hammer was he was a legend. There was a decade there where MC Hammer was big,
one.
Was
what
big.
A nice.
How did you meet him?
What a nice person.
And what was that experience like?
Well, a lot of public relation firms know me, and a lot of celebrities are connected with public relation firms doing doing a spot, sponsoring, being the spokesperson for a product. And MC Hammer is now the spokesperson for Command Brand products. Hi, Hunter PR. So Hunter called me up and they said, would you like to come in and meet with Hammer and interview him? And I said, sure. And they said, well, we'll send a car. And I said, hey, can I bring my daughter? Because Hannah was home from college and, they all know her. Everyone knows Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Hello, Hannah.
I hope you're feeling okay because I know your shoulder was bothering you today. So I said, okay, I'm playing MC Hammer, and Hannah crawls out of bed like every college kid does and looks at me and says, Mom, why are you playing that? I said, well, isn't it good? And she said, yeah, it's really good, but it's old. What are you listening to? So I waited and I said, don't you like MC Hammer? She goes, yeah, I like him. I said, well, what are you doing tomorrow morning? She said, nothing. I said, well, you're getting up early because we're going into the city to meet MC Hammer.
Wow.
So we get into the car, and they come and pick us up, and we get to the city, and we're in MC Hammer's suite, and I'm talking to him. I introduce him to Hannah, and Hannah's going into the Navy as an officer when she graduates college with mechanical engineering and a minor in marine policy in May from University of Miami. I'm so proud. I'm such a proud mom. I'm going to be crying hysterically at that graduation. And she's going right over to officer training school for the Navy. She's been in since sophomore year. So she doesn't like me to talk about what she's doing. It's highly classified.
Well, Hannah, I just want to say you're very fortunate and lucky that mom let you go to a warm school, to University of Miami.
She's a very good studier. If she wasn't a good studier, she wouldn't be going.
we never allowed our children to go to warm schools.
They must have been like partiers.
Once I visited the campus of University of Miami, I said, you're not going here. You've got to go to schools. You got to go to schools that are cold. So
I'll tell you that one.
Allie went to University of Maryland, and Jared ended up at University of Michigan, Ann Arbor.
I'll tell you the story about when she visited at Miami, but I'll finish with MC Hammer. As soon as he found out she was in the Navy, he sat her down and he started personally speaking with her, and he was very proud. He talked to her about when he was in the armed forces, and I believe it was the Navy, and it was such a wonderful experience for her to actually talk to this person who she would have never met otherwise, who you only hear on the radio or wherever. And he really is a caring person. He takes care of his children and his nephews and nieces. He sends them all to school. They all live with him. And you really learn about these people, what's behind those dark glasses.
Wow.
But anyway, with Hannah, we were going off looking at all different schools, and she ran down to Florida with her dad to look at Miami for the day. And she comes back. She said, Mom, that's the school I have to go to. It's the only college in the whole nation that has its own coral reef. And Hannah she came out of Pisces. I should always say I should have had a water birth, because this kid came out with gills and fins, and she's scuba diving. She's in the club and everything. And that is how she ended up going there. That and her reach school, she'll go for her she'll go for her reach school. MIT. Hannah, you'll go to MIT for your graduate work. Don't worry, you'll get there. But University of Miami's been an amazing experience for not only her, but for me. We have this cool parent group. Hi, cool parents. We have this wonderful cool parent group, and we've become very, very close friends. And we're such a great network of parents.
Awesome.
That parents at other colleges are actually using our group to form groups at other colleges.
Wow.
And we've had a couple of parents whose kids didn't want to stay at University of Miami, and they were very upset because they didn't want to leave our group. So
what a great experience.
And in fact, since she's graduating and we have some original group members whose kids are graduating, we've formed an alumni cool parent group. So so we have cool parents at University of Miami with cool kids.
Do you want to recruit some more parents to join your group? You can go right ahead on this show and recruit more parents.
They'll be. Don't worry, they'll be getting this. Don't worry. Hi, cool parents. University of Miami cool parent group. You're here, okay? You're here. You're in Long Island with us right now. We're having a great time. So, in fact, Dean and I will come down to University of Miami, and we'll do a whole show with everyone. Yeah. We'll do a whole. Someone else will have to do the T-shirts. So my kid's graduating. Okay.
Anything else you want to close with MC Hammer before I move on to a couple of more that are special to me?
No, he was just really a nice guy who. We've all had our tough times in whatever businesses we've been.
Everybody.
But he's just a really good person, you could tell, who really cares about people and his family, and that's important.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we move on. There was another. There were basically 4 great ones that I was personally interested in. I always used to love Lynrd Skynyrd Band.
Oh, yes.
The great lead, Michael Cartellone.
Well, the drummer.
The drummer.
Yes.
Just unbelievable.
Yes.
Michael.
What an amazing talent.
What?
I mean,
how did you meet? How did you meet
beyond
Michael?
music.
And what was that experience like with Michael Cartellone?
I had interviewed Peter Max a while ago. He had an opening at the Nassau County Museum of Art, which there is another opening tonight that I'm going to. It's for Halston. If anyone wants to see it, it's going to be amazing. It'll be on display for 3 months. But surprisingly, Peter never had a whole museum showing before. And this was the first time. And I interviewed him. And from that interview, I was noticed by Wentworth Gallery. And hi, Wentworth. And since then, I was asked to interview Mickey Hart from Grateful Dead and Michael, and I'll be talking to a few other people. And I've just had a very...
Well, these are all my favorite that I wrote down. I wrote down MC Hammer, Michael Cartellone from Lynrd Skynyrd.
Yes.
Mickey Hart, Grateful Dead was, I mean, as a kid growing up, number one.
We were all Deadheads, one way or another.
They were my favorite, was the Grateful Dead. So
Yes.
Mickey Hart, and then obviously for you to interview and meet the great artist, Peter Max.
Yes.
So those interviews.
Yes. It really is amazing. I mean, Peter is a beautiful person. You could tell he has an amazing heart. He's still working. He's still producing. I was just at his studio, and his work is absolutely beautiful and flourishing. And he's just not stopping. I think that's what keeps him going. And Mickey, I can't describe his abilities. Go way beyond drumming. He is actually working to cure all brain diseases, which is amazing.
Amazing.
And he's doing that through a combination of his drumming, he's worked internationally, and he's working with a neurologist out in California who is they're using his brain waves, and he's creating his art through his brain waves. I hope I'm getting this right, Mickey. And they're like mapping it and trying to figure out what happens with brain diseases and stuff, which is amazing. And then Michael from Lynrd Skynyrd, another person who these guys are amazing. I've been around entertainers and musicians my entire life, so this is not new for me. But
come on, Carol. I mean, the four that we mentioned, and it can go on and on the list. I mean, these people are legendary.
These are legendary.
These are iconic people that you got to meet, that you got personally up front with. You did great interviews with them.
Yes, read my interviews. You'll get to know them. Michael.
So where do people go to read these interviews?
You could go to WeberLifeDesign.com, and they're all on my page there on my blog. And you could email me through my website if you want to, get to know me, or if you need anything, or if you want me to personally email you, something, one of the interviews. But they're all over. They've been on Huffington Post. They've been on Medium. They've been, they're pretty much all over. If you just Google my name with one of the people, you'll get the interview.
And she's not only a great writer, but she's gone easy on this show so far. She's quite entertaining and has an unbelievable sense of humor.
You have to in my family. In my family, you have to. Right, Hannah? Right, Hannah? Yes.
What really in the beginning? What moved you to be a writer, to write?
I've been creative my entire life. I was an artist as a little kid. My dad had an interior decorating store, and he was an interior designer. And I remember painting pictures of sofas when I was like 5 years old. Very bizarre. Most kids don't do that. I took art classes when I was very young, and then I went into theater, and I got my degree in theater design from Purchase College. And hi, everyone from Purchase. And on my way to Purchase, I had a nice 4-year stop at Perkiomen Prep which is like a family to me. My cousins went there, and we are still very much a big family. And but Purchase was fun, and I met a lot of people there, and we had a great time. And theater, theater is one of my most amazing loves in my life. But I moved on from there because you can't really make much money in theater. And I eventually segued into interior design, not with my dad, but on my own. And I was working in that, and the economy fell out, and my body was tired. And all of a sudden, instead of, I wasn't having fun doing interior design anymore, and there wasn't work, and there wasn't. So someone asked me, kind of like with you, they said to me, well, why don't you try writing? Because I always wrote for myself, and I always did art for myself. I said, sure. So I started writing, and from there it took off, and now I have something else to drive me crazy every day when I get up. I don't have to leave the house. I kid around. I love to go shopping. I'm always buying new clothes and dressing people. But if you see me at home, you'll be seeing me in my daytime pajamas, everyone, okay? I sit around in my daytime pajamas versus my nighttime pajamas. And, that's one of the advantages of working at home is you could do that.
I mean, you write on such variety. I mean, you write, your lifestyle includes home design, decorating, fashion, beauty, technology, business, you do high-profile interviews, reviews, breaking news.
I don't like to get bored.
Not sports and politics?
I've done sports. I just wrote, I write politics. This morning I wrote something about Israel, about the peace talks.
Beautiful. Why don't you go into that a little bit?
Well, they tried again. they tried again in 2014. It didn't work with Kerry, and it didn't work this time either. The Palestinians and Israel, unfortunately, cannot make an agreement, and it's very hard on the world. And you and I are Jewish. It's in a lot of ways, I believe, yes, I agree. Palestinians deserve a state. But I also, Israel's a dot on the map, and they need to protect their borders. So, there has to be some kind of compromise. I don't know. Maybe Dean and I should go in there and try to talk to them. I have no clue.
Right.
I have no clue.
Seema yesterday had mentioned her idols and people that she respects over all her years. She mentioned that the great Israeli president, Golda Meir.
Oh my God! Too bad she's gone.
Too bad that she's gone. Since you're talking about this, and happy,
she'd be kicking ass right now.
I want to mention to your mother, Carol's mom, happy Pesach and happy Passover coming up soon.
To your mom too.
You bet. You bet. So, how about dream interview? Do you have a dream?
Oh my goodness.
Interview.
You know what? I really don't know.
No,
I mean,
that's all right.
don't. There's so many people I would love to talk to, and I actually meet people just walking down the street. So I don't know if I have a particular dream interview. I think maybe someone like Bette Midler.
Oh, I love Bette Midler. She's great.
She's hysterical.
Hysterical.
Too. I think that would be so much fun talking to her.
You're a little bit like her. Huh? Look at
maybe a little.
Let me tell you something. She's very wild and crazy. Besides the hairdo she has, huh? Unbelievable. Hashtag hair power.
Hair power. This was the bane of my existence growing up, and now I'm embracing it. Okay. If Nana, if you were still alive, you'd be cringing right now. So
amazing.
Yes.
So everyone has a book in them.
Yes.
What would yours be?
Oh my goodness. What would my book be?
Yeah.
The Insane Life of Carol Ruth Weber, I guess.
That sounds like a great title.
How to Survive My Family.
Wow. So listen, writing, we're going to get into your family in a second, because
Watch out, Sylvia.
When we first met, but I gotta just ask you in regard to writing and what's going on in the world today. What do you think of all this with the fake news and what's going on with the media.
You know what? It's all hype. Obviously, I don't care if you support him, if you don't support him. If you believe that this guy is saying that New York Times and CNN are fake news, really? I mean, come on. Pick up a tabloid. That might be fake news. But really, New York Times? I don't think so. And I know I check my resources, and when you write for news, you have to be very careful to check resources, to check your news sources, to check everything. And these guys really know what they're doing at these publications and these shows, and there's and I'm sorry, but you can't be smart and believe that those are fake news situations. That's not fake news.
Okay. On that note, that's the least politics and about the media that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk about you and growing up. I mean, we've really held this discussion off for this show. I mean, we spoke a little bit about it. I mean,
am I crazy?
Well, I'm kind of crazy too. Yeah. That I got you about a couple of weeks ago. I got you to, talk about something openly that a lot of people don't talk about. You and I met a couple of weeks ago. We met at Kitchen Cabaret and are out in East Hills,
we were
Long
hanging
Island.
On Kitchen Cabaret.
Just a wonderful food experience environment.
The day before my colonoscopy, so of course I couldn't eat.
So here Dean Blechman gets you to meet.
And everything was okay, so don't worry, people. It was just a test. It wasn't. There was nothing wrong. It was just, I was just doing what I'm supposed to do because the doctors yell at you if you don't. So I'm fine. So
it's just amazing. This is a subject that people are really feel uncomfortable.
I don't understand
talking about it, and you and I. We have no problems. We have no problems talking about it at all. No. Okay, everything went fine.
Everything went fine. Clear. I don't have to go for another 5 years. Thank goodness. Thank you, Dr. Grieco.
It's still. I still think it's the most non-invasive, greatest.
The only
lifesaver.
issue I have.
So easy, and everybody should do it.
Yeah, the prep is the hard part. The only problem with me is whenever I go to a doctor, they remark, I've never seen anything like this before. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe I was supposed to be 7 feet tall, but I've had not just this doctor, but a number of doctors say to me after this procedure is, I've never seen intestines that were that coiled up before. I can't even get through them. So I don't know. There's something crazy going on with me always. So, but
listen, since we're talking about colonoscopies, let's get right to it about your husband John, right? Your husband John. Okay, John. Great guy. I met him at Governor's that night.
Hi, John.
Terrific guy. But you've got. I'm going to hit it right on. Okay. Okay. What is it like living with someone that's a garbage man, a sanitation worker? I mean, that's fascinating.
He loves his work.
This is the first time I'm meeting someone.
He really loves his work. He's been doing it for 30 years with a bad back.
Wow.
And he continues to push on, even though he comes home complaining that he's in pain or whatever. He pushes on, and he really loves the people that he collects garbage from. It's actually in a very small town in Seacliff where I used to live, and where I had my house, and we sold the house. But I pretty much grew up there when I wasn't in prep school. But he really loves his job, and he was just accommodated for being there for 30 years.
Wow.
But it can get very funny because he'll call me up in the middle of the job and say, I just found this. Or he'll come home and say, look what I found. And people throw out the oddest of stuff. People throw out brand new gifts in boxes. I think people are getting divorced and like, I don't want this wedding gift anymore that's been sitting in the attic or whatever. But to me, he'll bring it home, and then I'll bring it to a church or somewhere and give it away. So I get very upset when these people are just tossing out items that can help a charity or help, someone who might need it. The other thing is he brings home like interesting things that I can repurpose for decor. And we found some beautiful like antique suitcases. He came in one day and he said to me, oh my goodness, I found a fur. I'm like, just stay outside. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm figuring it's like a fake fur or something. This thing has to be gross. He found a fur in the garbage. I mean, who finds furs in the... That has to be disgusting, right? That has to be disgusting. So he's holding it at the door because I won't even let him in the house. So he's holding it at the door, and it's a mink stole. I said, well, where was it in the garbage? He said it looked like the people knew, everyone in that town, it's 1 square mile, and they know exactly when the garbage guys are coming, to the minute. So he said he thought that they knew exactly the minute they were coming and went out and put it out there for them to take. So he took it, and I looked it up. This thing's worth $150. But it's a beautiful little mink stole from maybe the 1950s. So now I have a little mink stole. It's pretty, and I can wear it, and it looks nice, retro. So not that I get most of my fashion from the garbage, but we find some interesting things. Another time he brought some old Playboys from like the 70s, and he thought I was going to get mad. He was very upset. He's like, "Oh, you're not going to like this." I found I said, well, when are they from? And he said 1970. I said, no, those are the good ones. That's when they had good articles and stuff, and when they weren't like completely airbrushed and fake. And, so we have those in the house. So some reading material.
So John must have some great garbage stories. Does he prefer to be said that he's in the garbage pickup business?
He's a garbage man.
Does he prefer, he's a garbage man.
He's proud of saying he's a garbage man. Now,
when he comes home, do you require him to sanitize? Does he have to clean down a certain way?
Especially in the summer, he can stink. The other day he came home, I was ready to kill him. I told him that, just go back outside now. He can stink, but it's not really from the garbage. It's more from a guy who's working hard and sweat. So, but yeah. He also snores too.
So I know there's some great other family stories. Growing up with a crazy,
Sylvia,
a crazy singing mom.
She never stops. Mom, it's exhausting already.
Why don't you talk a little bit about childhood and it's all yours.
Oh, okay.
Your childhood growing up.
My childhood was a bit bizarre. I mean, my parents got divorced at a young age when I was pretty young, and my mom would have fun parties at the house, and we'd go out into the city and go to Broadway shows, and she'd know all these people at the shows, and like someone in the pit crew, and we'd be backstage. And I thought, well, isn't this normal? Doesn't everyone go backstage? So I guess that's when I fell in love with theater, was at a very, very young age. And from there, she would take us out to the bars at night. Yeah.
Wow.
The drinking age was 18, but I was more like 12. And we'd be singing at the bars, and Mom would be getting up and singing. At that time, piano bars, so all the piano players knew us. And in fact, later on, when I was older, drinking age was 18, disco years, wherever I would be going out, and the same guys would be playing the piano, and they'd be bringing me in so I could hang out and dance. And I'm more of a dancer than a singer. I don't think you guys want to hear me sing.
So you've experienced the childhood growing up that a lot of kids over the years would envy.
They'd envy, but then again, I would probably envy that mom who is, at home, maybe, a little more motherly or whatever. But Sylvia and I get along great now. We have our issues, but Mom has turned into a great grandma, and she is crazy and insane, but so is the rest of the family. So we all learned from her father, my grandfather, and we're all just a little bit of insanity, which I guess is good, because it's more fun to be a little bit insane than to just be, sit around and be boring. So we do have a very artistic family, a family that likes to perform.
A very talented family.
Yeah, my sister's a folk singer. My cousin owns a freak show. So
wait a second. Your cousin owns a freak show.
Yes. Hi, Elliott, or Crembo.
Cousin Elliott owns a freak show.
Yes.
I'm not going to let you off.
His professional name is Crembo.
You got to talk about this cousin Elliott and the freak show.
Blue Monkey Sideshow.
Where is it?
He's in Indiana. He's a Bronx boy living in Indiana.
Tell everybody where they can go to this freak show.
BlueMonkeySideshow.com. And Elliott, I'm giving you a lot of plugs here, so hopefully you'll get some work. He's amazing. Very, very, very. Elliott's always been a great guy. He's the one in the family you could say, okay, you know what? Even if he's crawling on the ground with nothing, no income coming in, he'll find a way to make money. He was a street performer. He went to Israel. He joined the Israeli army. Couldn't deal with it, so he decided to do other things there. Came back here with married his wife. They settled in Indiana. Hi, Barbara. And he started Blue Monkey Sideshow with a couple of other guys. And now he runs it, and it's a fun group of guys. And
between your husband being a garbage man and Elliott having a freak show out in Indiana,
my whole life is.
Any other family members have some interesting careers or jobs?
Well, my mom is always doing something. She was. She did her stint as an actress. She was she had a bit part in The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner that she never lets any of us forget.
Oh, Sharon and I have watched that movie 100 times. We love that. Like The Bodyguard.
In a minute scene, I think. I don't know.
She must have loved Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah, that's all she talks about.
I loved Whitney Houston. Huh?
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, that and singing, and she does reviews and a lot of different things.
Wow, Mom's very talented. Very talented.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah.
We definitely got to get together in Delray with my mother, Jean Blechman.
Yes.
We've got to get together with her.
And Mom drives me crazy though. Every Wednesday, she has to go to the local thrift store. She will not get up early for anything except on Wednesday. If you are not up and ready to leave the house by like 8 o'clock in the morning, she will kill you because she has to go to the thrift store. So the entire house is filled with stuff she doesn't need.
Wow. So
I'm going to kill myself cleaning out that house one day. It's getting insane. She does it really is every Wednesday. In fact, my family loves to shop so much that when my mother's mother, passed away at 101, our family is buried here in Queens in Mount Hebron.
Okay, yeah.
And we don't have a huge family, so those who came to the service, we did a graveside service. So afterwards, since everyone was coming from California, from Florida, from wherever, and they had to go off to on a plane, we had lunch, and then instead of saying Shiva, we said, what would Nana want to do? She'd want to go shopping. So we all went shopping in memory of Nana. So my family does things in a bit bizarre ways, but we all managed to get along and get together and make amends or whatever needs to be done and power through. So interesting
life stories.
Yes.
Interesting life stories. How about your hair?
Oh,
there's gotta be hair nightmare stories.
God, when I was a child,
you've got a wild look about you.
When I was a child, of course, it was stick straight hair and my hair was horrible. There weren't products like today. And it was just one big knot, and it was always cut short because my mother couldn't deal with brushing it, and I didn't want to brush it. I was a little kid. And in fact, one time I went to school and the teacher's trying to brush it. And finally, then we met this hairdresser who decided to try to straighten my hair. So then it looked really crappy because back then it was like a reverse perm. So you had all these disgusting chemicals on your hair, and it was a nightmare. And then I would have my grandmother screaming at me, "Do something with your hair. Pull it back. I don't like it back." But it was always something. So throughout, finally, when I went off to Perkiomen to prep school, I got my natural hair back, and slowly but surely, it's become part. It's me. It's my superpower. My hair is now my superpower. What's funny though, my mom's older sister, who is our matriarch in the family, and Paula, who pretty much raised me all through high school, who is like another mother to me. She looked at me the other day and she said, or a few weeks ago, and she said, "Can't you do something with your hair?" And I just looked at her and started laughing. I said, "When did you turn into Nana?" Because she never did that. That was always my grandmother's thing. And the other funny story about my hair is my Aunt Paula picked me up one day when my grandmother was still alive, but she was kind of demented. And I went.
She was what?
She had dementia.
Okay.
She was always demented, but the demented, she was pretty much gone at that point.
So in her youth, she was demented.
She was. My whole family's been demented, but this is just beyond the normal dementia. So Aunt Paula picks me up, and I said, "Let's go visit Nana. Let me get that over with, because that's why I went down. Let me go get. So you really don't have to go see Nana, because Nana's not going to remember if you were here or not. I'll just tell her. I said, no, let's just go. We'll go. That way I know I could say I saw her. She said, well, don't be upset if she doesn't recognize you, because she's really having problems. She goes, she knows me. She knows your mother. She knows my cousin Risa, because those were the ones who were around all the time. I said, don't worry. I'm fine. We go over there. She looks at my grandmother. She said, Mom, do you know who this is? She gave my aunt such a dirty look. And she looked at me, and she looked back at her and said, of course I know who it is. It's Carol. And then she looks at me and she goes, can't you do something with your hair? And it was something that destroyed me as a child. It was so funny as an adult, because here, I'm the one that doesn't look like anyone else in the family. So of course the others she gets confused with, because my mother, my aunt, my sister, my cousin, they all look similar. So I could see, but me with the hair, who's going to forget me? So that's my superpower, my hair. So if you see me down the street,
it's always hashtag hair power.
Yes, hashtag hair power. People call me on the street. They know who I am. It's always my hair.
It's amazing that we continue to talk about from your husband, John, and we go on to Elliott with his freak shows in Indiana, and we just go
That's
on
my family,
about
big freak show.
About growing up with Mom. Everybody's got family stories.
Oh, yeah.
And some people are comfortable talking about it in an open forum.
Yeah.
And some need to just,
Yeah.
That,
my family.
Everything, that life is perfect.
My family puts it all on the table. Don't worry about it. Right, Hannah?
Are we going out to Indiana one day?
We
Are
should.
we going out to Elliott?
We've
got Elliott.
Elliott. Maybe you'll finally get me to come out to visit you. If I bring Dean with me.
We are definitely coming to the freak show out in Indiana.
Let Dean and I know that when you're playing. It's actually on the Blue Monkey Sideshow. They have schedules. So.
Last time we were out to Indiana, Sharon and I, we were looking at schools for Jared. We were out at
Purdue,
Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah.
University of Indiana.
Yeah.
Bloomington.
They tried to talk Hannah into going there. They just can't get the family out there. I'm sorry, Rachel. I missed your wedding. I know.
So I know you can keep going on for more and more stories. We'll save them when we're in Governor's Comedy Club studio out in Levingtown. That Carol's going to be getting in with me.
I'm going to be kind of like his sidekick.
As a sidekick.
Dean needs someone to
the Dean Blechman
show
will be coming live on iHeartRadio once in a while from Governor's Comedy Club.
Yes, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
In Levittown.
And we're going to bring some great comics in.
We're talking about governors. I think you're going to be away next week.
Yes.
But Sharon and I are going to be at the Governor's Brokerage.
Yeah, I saw
their location in Belmore.
Yeah, on Wednesday night,
and
right?
Everybody, I just want to tell everybody that this Wednesday, March 29th, at Governor's Club, it's called Brokerage in Belmore, Long Island, Belmore, New York. Mm-hmm. One of my favorites, a great friend of mine. If anyone hasn't seen me in action with him when I was in Aruba 2 weeks ago, if you go to my Facebook. But I love this kid, this young man. He's good looking. He's a great guy. The J Train.
I'm sorry I'm going to miss it. I'll get you next time around.
The J Train is coming to Long Island this coming Wednesday, March 29th. You could see him at Brokerage, at Governor's Brokerage in Belmore, Long Island. And Dean on the Street will be out of studio before his show and after his show. You'll see me interacting with fans there and with doing interviews
Dean's
with Jared.
Great on the street.
And just some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to you. We're
going to have fun.
You're going to be a great sidekick coming into the studio.
Definitely.
You haven't heard all this humor. We're being very careful right now. Listen, Hannah, your daughter, if she wanted to pursue,
she's ready to kill me right now.
If she wanted to walk into her mother's footsteps and follow,
I want to walk into her footsteps.
Follow the same career of you. How would you feel about it?
She's welcome to do whatever she wants. She is very much my personality, which is great. From the moment she was born, we have been like twins. We're together. I always know what she's thinking. She seems to always know what I'm thinking, whether she wants to or not. Right, Hannah? But her footsteps are going in a totally different direction. She is a great artist, and she plays the bassoon, piano, and a number of other things. But she is going to be an engineer, and she's
amazing.
She's going to be an officer in the Navy.
Beautiful.
And she's very good at writing, though. So if she ever wants to do that, that's fine. Whatever Hannah does, she will be wonderful at. So I'm very fortunate with that. And she finally, after 22 years, and thank you, Hannah, I'm acknowledging this, and this is for the whole world, so they never have to see your room dirty again. She finally acknowledged, Mom, you are right. I need to learn how to organize and pack and keep things neat and clean.
Wow.
So
she finally recognized. She finally admitted and recognized.
So everyone who's seen those pictures of her room, Hannah, you promised, and it's now on the air. So you can't go back now. So it took 22 years, but I mean, literally, she will walk into the house from Florida with flip-flops on, no shoes, and socks will be following her. I don't know where they come from. And then she will have a fight with me for about an hour, telling me why she can't pick up that one sock when she could just pick up the sock. So I'm sure we've all had similar, with our kids.
Absolutely.
So, but I think that's a big step when they actually acknowledge that it's time for them to actually listen.
Yeah, I could still, our kids 33 and 30 now, but I could still hear Sharon at the top of her lungs. I could still hear her yelling at them. I could still heur it when you bring up
and it's a whole
when you
fight.
bring up this story.
Oh my goodness! I just had a fight with her a couple of weeks ago, Hannah, with the texting. I was ready to kill you then. All I wanted to do was talk to her for 1 second, for an hour. I'm yelling at her on the text. She's writing back on the text. I'm like, just call me now. I'm capitalizing everything. I'm actually yelling in text messages. And she calls me all of a second. All I needed was like 1 minute to talk. Yeah, it's pure insanity. This is ridiculous. So yeah, she's growing up. She's now, a young woman, and she's going to be fine in the world. Mom will be crazy. She knows I'll be crying at her graduation and be crying when I drop her off at officer training school, and and I'm always a mess when it comes to things like that. You can ask anyone who went to her bat mitzvah. I had the rabbi crying, the cantor crying. Everyone who told me they never cry anymore because they're so used to it. Everyone was crying. So
she's got the greatest life stories, and you're just gonna have to keep hearing about it here on the show, or when we're in the studio.
And we'll bring Hannah in too.
Well, is Hannah going to come on to the show by herself, or is she going to want to come on with her mother?
Well, I'll bring her on.
Okay. You
can do both, but she'll be back in May. She graduates May 12th, and then we'll be back in New York after that. And I'm not sure when she's going off to the Navy, but we'll catch her. Catch her.
When I decided to do this show, one of the things that I had to work out that I always did over the years is that when someone was talking to me, I was always thinking of people who appreciate this that know me. As people were talking to me, I'm already thinking of the next thing that I'm going to ask you. Mm-hmm. So I had to really focus, okay? Mm-hmm. But, I keep thinking back to your husband, John, being a garbage man, okay?
Bring him in,
I can't keep thinking about stories
we'll bring him in so he can tell them.
I can't keep thinking about stories of my dad, may he rest in peace, my soon-to-be 90-year-old mother down in Florida, that my dad... my parents were married for over 50 years. They worked in business for over 3 decades.
And they didn't kill each other. That's
no one
amazing.
loved each other more. It was just they didn't kill each other. But my dad, the only time that he had free was when he was able to go to the bathroom. And my dad had a passion. He loved the football Giants. He loved it. Mm-hmm. So I was the last of 5 sons.
Right.
That, I grew up with 2 sets of twin brothers.
Yeah.
Neil,
That's
Brian,
amazing.
Ross, and Steve. And then
They
4
didn't-
years later had
yeah.
Dean. A lot of people don't know that.
They were hoping
That's
for a
that's why
girl,
we-
I
That's
guess.
why we had the name. That's why the company's name was Twin Lab.
Right.
Okay, but I used to sit with my dad. I was the last one in the house, and I used to look forward to Sundays. And Dad would sit in a chair that was just a foot from the TV. 4 o'clock game, we'd watch the Giants, and at the top of the lungs, you could hear my mother yelling from upstairs, "David, take out the garbage!" And Dad would just turn to me and say, "Your mother is a bee breaker," Okay, so I remember, we're talking about garbage and we're talking about sanitation workers.
Funny.
So as you're talking to me about Hannah, I'm once again,
you're with your father.
My mind is reflecting back to John and garbage and sanitation worker, going back to my dad, going back to my mom, that when Sharon and I got engaged, I've got great in-laws. My father-in-law
wonderful.
passed away a couple of years ago. May he rest in peace. But I got a lovely mother-in-law that lives in Boynton Beach, Florida.
Our moms are going to get together.
We could bring you to the party with Jean and with
Everyone,
your mom. Okay, but I told Sharon when we got engaged, I only have one issue that's at hand. That your parents can never ask me ever to take out the garbage.
That's funny.
From that story.
Is that funny?
So
from it?
It's amazing.
Or at least during the Giants game, right?
It's amazing that we're here. I mean, listen, I never in 59 years, when you meet people and you talk to people and you ask them what they do or this or that.
See, that's the one thing.
This is the first time I met John at Governor's.
Right.
First time I met someone that was a garbage,
And
a slash center, other than the guys that I meet that pick up our garbage.
Never have to ask him to take out the garbage. In fact, he takes out way too much, and it's like, where'd the newspapers go? I need a newspaper. He's always taking out the garbage.
So listen,
pizza boxes. He'll tell you all about that.
We can go on for hours.
Yes,
and I made a list of a bunch of subjects here. I've
we
got
have
a bunch of lists
a
here.
million subjects.
I've got a million things we could talk about.
Yes.
I'm only going to allow you to pick one.
Now?
One that interests me is right here. I don't know if that interests
Which
you.
Which one?
The crazy dating and
breakup stories.
And breakup stories.
God.
I know that we could go on and on.
Oh my
We're
God!
coming up on the hour.
I've been out with some. I mean, I've been married 3 times. Okay, the first one, I don't really count. We could have just lived together. The second one is the father of my child. Thank you. Acknowledge old John versus my new one now. I only married the same name because that way I don't have to worry about forgetting.
Thank you, second husband. Thank you, second husband, for genetically helping with you.
With Hannah.
To produce
Hannah.
a beautiful Hannah. Right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
You're a good man.
Yes. He did a good job at that at least. So yes. And he, he helps out once in a while. So I can't, I'll give him that. But between all between everything, I dated, and we all dated, and I did the online thing and all of that. And I went out with this one guy, and we were going out for a while, and I'm neurotic about my teeth. I always have, I really am. Keeping them clean. So he knew this, and we're having dinner one night. I said, okay, we're finished. And I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I get back. He says, this isn't working out. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, we can't go out anymore. I can't deal with you flossing your teeth after every meal. So he actually broke up with me because I flossed my teeth too much. So
really?
Yes.
That's amazing because
Yes.
I was going to ask you, first of all, you got a beautiful mouth. You really do, okay? But I was going to ask you.
I'm not a big cursor. So
I was going to ask you if you prefer brushing or flossing.
Oh, both.
You do.
Yeah,
Do
of
both.
course,
Okay.
of course, every day. Like a few times a day. I'm neurotic. If I eat, it has to.
She's something else. This woman is an incredible. You've only heard today just a teaser.
I'm keeping it down.
She's gonna. Yeah, she's keeping it down. She is.
My
wild.
family's going to be killing me after this, but.
Wild. Anything else about breakup stories and dating?
Oh God. I've just had. You go out with these guys or whatever. And, I think as a younger woman, as girls who are always thinking it's me, I feel so happy that I can share this with my daughter. She grew up, I was pretty much a single mom, I'd say a big portion of her life. And I always say, thank goodness you were raised by a starving artist single mom, because now she knows she has to make money as an engineer. But she also knows that certain guys are not good for you. And right before I met John, who I'm now married to, I had a big string of just failures, disappointments, and guys who just were totally into themselves, I guess.
Creeps.
And finally, my friends, everyone's saying, we don't even believe you if you're saying this one's different. Unless we meet him, we have to. And I finally got to the point where I said, if my cats don't approve, then I'm not going out with this guy. Because I got to the point where, what, my cats have been more loyal to me than any guy. So John came on the scene. My cats approved. Hannah approved. And now that she's actively dating, she had a couple of kind of breakups, or it didn't work out. Not heartbreaking. I mean, maybe in the moment she was very upset. But I said to her, you know what? These guys are really respecting you, because the way they did it, they stayed friends. And it was more because she knows where she's going in life. And at their age, they don't yet. And they couldn't compete with the fact that she's so secure in her life. So by me being able to tell her that, I wish I had someone older to tell me that when I was her age. Because I think as women, when we're young, we always think, what did we do? What did I do? Why did this guy leave? So girls, it's not your fault. They're and as I tell John, I said, they're all idiots. If you watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
You
Great
hear
show.
Deborah, the mom, Deborah, his wife on the show, always idiot. And by the last few episodes, she didn't even have to say anymore. He'd be saying, I know, idiot. So I always say every guy is an idiot. It's just the degree of idiocy. And my husband at this point agrees with me too. You guys are from Mars. Look, we're from Venus, you're from Mars. And it's just something about guys that just, you really, sometimes you just don't get it.
I'll agree with you. The stronger sex. There's no question about it.
I'm sure your wife will too. So.
I will attest to my wife, Sharon,
as I love my husband, and he knows I say it with love. He is an idiot at times, and my daughter knows this now. I mean, and some which we all know are really real, idiots, and really shouldn't be walking on the earth. But then the others just have a little degree of it that comes out once in a while.
Right.
They just need to be, told to, okay, just sit there, be quiet, and
I understand.
So
listen, we're coming up on the hour now. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we say goodbye to everybody?
I don't know. We'll be together again, we're going to be. We have an amazing list.
We have at least 100 topics still to continue with.
And anyone who wants to ask us something, please, post it, send us an email, whatever.
Why don't you share with everybody again how they get in touch with Carol Ruth Weber?
You could just go to WeberLifeDesign.com. That's Weber with one B, WeberLife design.com, and you can get in touch with me through there, or email me at carol@weberlifedesign.com. And obviously you know how to get hold of Dean. And if you have any ideas that you'd like us to talk about, topics that we'll have fun. We're gonna have a good time.
A lot of people. I said it on Seema's show yesterday. A lot of people are shy or intimidated, uncomfortable coming into this environment. And
you can't be in my family.
I just want to let people know that the show is right in my home.
Yes,
to talk at
very
Long Island. Very comfortable studio.
Yes.
And it gives people an opportunity to really express experiences and be inspiring and really help people and get messages out.
Right.
And you can come on and talk about anything you want to do. And don't be shy.
And we are going to get some really good people on. So it's going to be great.
To reach me, it's Dean at DeanBlechman.com. And once again, you've that was only a short list that we discussed, but I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna want to bring into the studio here one day, or we do Dean on the Street with MC Hammer, Lynrd Skynyrd Michael Cartellone.
I don't know if I could get all of them, but
I love the Grateful Dead, Mickey, Hart, and surely the great artist
Peter Max.
Peter Max. I mean, that's just a short list,
but
just a little bit of list of work
Yes,
that she's done.
yes.
But I want to thank you. I know you're extremely busy. And
I'm telling you, this journalism class is killing me. But I really love you guys. I really love my new friends who are teaching me there. And
you are not only an incredible person, you've become a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
We speak often. You are a great lifestyle influencer, and I find your writings are remarkable. And,
thank you, Dean.
Really great, and I really appreciate you making time to come out to the.
No, this was wonderful.
To the
I needed it.
To the Dean Blechman show.
I needed a rest. I need someone to get me away from the computer.
We're gonna start to close out. Once again, I just want to say that like all shows, Carol's show will be podcasted on the Dean Blechman Show YouTube channel and on iTunes, besides being able to see it again on Facebook. But I would like to just thank all our listeners for being with us today.
Thank you.
And from all of us from the Dean Blechman Show, have a great day. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Dean Blechman Show, live from Long Island, New York. From all of us here, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. We look forward to hearing your comments via Facebook, Twitter, Skype, and email. And don't forget, you can visit the webpage anytime for the up-and-coming guest list. From all of us here, have a good evening.